got love for you, man. You know what I'm saying?
What are we talking about? You know, I'm not here to start any trouble.
I'm only going to say nice things about you from now on. I think you're handsome, and I think you're a wonderful host.
I'm fat and I'm overweight.
Just don't say anything silly.
I was waiting for you to say that.
I'm not laughing about it. You think this is funny? I take it serious.
You know, I don't want y'all to take anything out of context that I'm saying.
He's very funny. He likes to joke around a lot.
As a personality and as an entertainer, yes.
This is going to be really quick. I'm not taking any questions.
Go ahead and get comfortable. I'm going to talk for a little bit.
You're listening to Cabbie Presents, the podcast.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the show. And ladies and gentlemen, I need to thank Rod Smith for being the voice of God on the introduction to the Cabbie Presents podcast. Thank you, Rod. I'm not sure that I thanked you publicly. I know I've thanked you privately, but I'm thanking you publicly. And in fact, the next time I see you in the halls at the Leader at TSN, I will give you a big bear hug. And for those that have met Rod Smith or know Rod Smith, you know that he's got a big barreled chest because he can lift cars in the bench press position, and he gives great bear hugs. So Rod, expect a big bear hug from me. I'm Cabbie Richards. I'm recording this on a rare Sunday night. And this Sunday night happens to be St. Patrick's Day. What a weekend. I got so many texts from friends about where are you going, what are you doing, all this sort of thing. And by the time Sunday came around, it's like I've already gotten a handful of texts which read, something of the following, some variation of the following. I am not well. I have a concussion. I don't remember last night. It is a huge ordeal in Toronto and a big deal across Canada. I'm talking about St. Patrick's Day, obviously of the copious amounts of liquid consumption. It's I don't know, it's just funny this probably goes for people that live in every country or any country. Certainly applies to people that live in Canada. Any excuse to drink, people get after it. Like it's an event. And this week, I don't know which weekend is bigger for the consumption of beer or arrest for public intoxication or lewd behavior in public. Halloween or St. Patrick's Day. It'd be interesting to, like, if CTV or CBC did a news story on that. I'd be interested to see what the numbers are as far as like the volume of sales of beer on those particular days or those events. Athletes circle dates on the calendar for important games, statement games, rivalry games. Frat boys, casual drinkers, professional drinkers circle Halloween, St. Patrick's Day, Easter Thursday. Easter Monday would be a problem. May 2-4 weekend, which I believe in the U.S. it's Memorial Day weekend. Opening day in Major League Baseball, the first night of the playoffs in the NHL. Any national holiday, like random Wednesdays and Thursday nights during patio season. They circle those dates on their calendars for heavy, heavy drinking. So I called in a favor from a friend of mine who plays hockey on the West Coast, and he agreed to come on. So I do enjoy taking it out to the left coast because I am jealous and I'm a slight bit of hater, and I hope that doesn't come through in my conversation with my dude who's on the phone right now.
If it's going to be an interview, I'm going to conduct it. So I'll answer my own questions, ask myself the questions, then give y'all the answers.
Hailing from London, Ontario, Canada, his parents consumed something in the water to produce yet another hockey player from that city. The city has quite the pedigree when growing professional hockey players. Jeff Carter, Drew Doughty, Corey Perry, Brendan Press, to name a few. And fun young women that just love to have a good time at the University of Western Ontario or somewhere on Richmond Street. His first arena was the Lucan Arena. Did I say that right?
You did, bud.
The Lucan Arena, and now his office is at the HP Pavilion in San Jose. I'm pleased to be joined by Logan Couture, fresh off a 2-goal game versus Los Angeles. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, bud. How are you?
I'm fantastic. You know, is there a guy, is there a guy on your team that does not use the phrase bud, the term bud?
Not many, no. I think it all starts with Jumbo. Jumbo uses bud all the time, and I think everyone else uses it. Maybe a couple guys that don't use it, but pretty much everyone does.
It's hard to find a hockey player that doesn't use the term bud. The only person, and when you refer to Jumbo, of course that's Joe Thornton. The only guy that I can think of the dude. What is happening right now? Logan.
Yeah.
Did you just get punched in the face?
Did I what?
Did you just get punched in the face? I heard all kind of or did you just collapse?
No, nothing happened.
Okay, because there was a ton of static. It was as though you're getting roughed up by a teammate, or your phone just fell down your shirt or something like that.
No, I only got one teammate in here, but he's just laying on the bed beside me. So.
So the only guy that in my travels that didn't say there were actually two guys. Joffrey Lupul doesn't use bud generally in conversation with me, and PK Subban also doesn't use the term bud. But the other 98% of you dudes, or maybe 99%, use bud. It's like an epidemic in hockey.
I think so. I think it's just a hockey term. There's terms that only hockey players use, and bud is definitely one of them.
Bud, and if you're gonna make if it's a top three of expressions that hockey players use, give me number two.
Number two, maybe beauty.
Yeah,
I don't know.
absolutely. It's
probably bro too.
Bro, I think beauty's at the 2 spot, and then bro is probably at the 3 spot.
Yeah, for sure, especially out in California.
Oh, bro, yeah. So you're, I'm on the phone here with Logan Couture on Twitter. You can follow him or read his adventures at Logan Couture, LOGAN COUTURE.
Almost got it wrong.
I know, right? It's like, dude, I take the pro out of professional. I think you know this. Where in the world are you?
In Anaheim right now.
Anaheim. So, and then earlier tonight, you guys had a team dinner?
We did, yes.
So
Ruth Chris's.
Oh, you did? Okay, so how does the team dinner work? Is it every single guy on the roster and, the team guys and the coaches and everything?
We had, every guy on the roster, and then we had the trainers and the equipment guys there tonight.
So that's what, 32 guys, 35? How many guys?
Probably around 30 or 33 guys.
So, okay, going into this, what is the understanding of how this meal will be paid for?
Well, one guy pays for it. It's usually put on the board if before a big game, whether you've played for the team prior or it's a milestone game for you. You put it on the board, and if the team wins, then you have to pay for a dinner. So this one was paid actually by Joe Pavelski.
So wait a second. What do you mean put it on the board? What does that mean?
It means you write up on the the board, I guess.
Like the whiteboard in your guys' room, in your dressing room?
Yeah, you put up a team dinner for the guys, and if you win before the game, and if you win that game, then the person who puts up the team dinner has to pay for the team dinner, at a later time.
Okay, so at some point this season, Joe Pavelski wrote team dinner on me, and that's it?
Correct. Yeah.
And then he scored he scored a winning goal, and then
someone did, and then Pavs had to pay for a team dinner. We got one more team dinner on the way, actually, from Scott Gomez as well.
Because he actually scored 1 goal this year?
He's got 2 this year.
Does he? Oh, you know what? Let's go back to that. If we're going to do a Mount Rushmore of hockey expressions, then we can include this one. But if we're just doing top 3 in a classic sense, I just thought of what goes at the 3 spot.
Okay.
It's Bud, and then Butte or Beauty at the 2, and then Chirp at the 3.
Yeah, that's up there for sure.
Chirp. Yeah, that's. I was thinking maybe it even goes into the 2 spot, but no, beauty is probably more rampant in the NHL than chirp.
That's a pretty solid top 3.
Okay, so Scott Gomez has 2 goals. Has he been chirped yet for his production?
No, he hasn't. No, he's been good with us actually. He's a guy that gets along with all of us, and he's produced actually in the last little while. So he's been good.
By all accounts, he is a good dude. I've never heard anything to suggest otherwise. I just know that last year was a particularly tough time.
Right. Yeah. No. He's an awesome guy.
Okay. So Logan, you guys are 33 dudes at Chris Ruth's or Ruth's Chris. I've never eaten there. Ruth Chris.
Maybe a little bit above your pay scale there.
Yeah, it really is. You're talking to a dude that when I travel to the U.S., Applebee's and Chili's is on my go-to, and I'm not even kidding. Because I think they have like 2 entrees for $20, and I fully go for that. So how much was the dinner tonight?
I have no idea. Not sure. There's a little bit of wine. So I'm gonna guess anywhere between 3,000 and 5,000.
Wow, that's just for you guys to wolf down 20-ounce porterhouses and T-bones.
Yeah, basically a lot of steak and appetizers, salads, all that kind of stuff. Dessert too.
So how many of these team dinners are on this board? Like I'm still not entirely sure how this works. Can you explain it to me again?
Usually per year, maybe 2 to 4, maybe 2 to 5, but usually it's just money on the board. It's not team dinners. Guys who make more money than most put up a little bit more, usually. But yeah, if you play for a team prior, so if you came from, say, LA and then we play LA, you want to put money on the board to beat them, and then the team takes the money into a team fund, and we go out for dinner or whatever, do a team event with that money if we win.
How is the money accumulated into this team fund other than player X, Y, or Z saying, I'm going to put in some money because we're playing Minnesota and I played for that team last year?
That's basically it, unless you're late or you are fined by the team. So either fines or money on the board.
How can you get fined by your team?
If you're late,
Are
you
there
don't fit the dress code, I don't know. I mean, that's really all I've ever seen is being late.
or what was an example of a violation of the dress code?
If you don't wear like a suit on a game day skate, something like that.
But your flip-flops are totally appropriate.
At home games they are, yes.
Dude, do you wear anything but flip-flops when you're in the state of California, or I should say in San Jose, because you do have away games in Anaheim and Los Angeles?
And no, I wear flip-flops every single day in San Jose.
So you're on the road in Anaheim, which by my account only, and I'm on the phone with Logan Couture of the San Jose Sharks, by my account only, Anaheim would make the top 5 least fun places to be on a random Tuesday night. It might even get to the top 3, and I'm talking about NHL cities, since that is the sport and the league that you play for. What is on your top 3? The top 3 places that you would have the least amount of fun on a random Tuesday night.
The least or the most?
No, the least.
Oh God. Edmonton. Maybe Columbus.
Oh wow, yeah, that's a tough one too.
Although it's close to Ohio State.
Excuse me, that's the Ohio State. Don't disrespect the Buckeyes.
I'm trying to think right now. Tough. We have some pretty good cities in this league. What else is a bad city?
I'm gonna throw out 2 more.
Detroit or Buffalo.
Yeah, those are the exact ones I was gonna throw. It's funny that you say Detroit. How do you say Calgary?
Calgary.
Wow, dude, why do you do that?
That's the way to pronounce it.
No, how do you say Newfoundland?
Calgary.
No.
Newfoundland?
Yeah, you say Newfoundland?
Newfoundland.
You don't say Newfoundland.
Newfoundland.
Oh, my God. So you say Detroit, Calgary, and Newfoundland.
Detroit, Calgary, Newfoundland.
Good old London, Ontario of public education, huh?
Exactly.
Okay, so you gave me the top 3 least fun places on a random Tuesday night.
Yep.
Which would be the top 3 most fun places on a random Tuesday night as far as NHL cities go?
Top 3 most fun.
On a random Tuesday. So, like, you get in Tuesday at, like, 7 p.m. and you don't play till Thursday. So there's, and it's the beginning of the year or something. And there's, you're with your boys and...
Yep.
Yeah.
Probably Chicago, and Chicago.
Wow. Oh, dude, what's her name? What's her name? And what's her friend's name?
City of Angels, man. A lot of angels in that city.
Well, hey, man, how good is Wrigleyville, though?
I don't know about Wrigley. I just know different things about Chicago.
Wait, you haven't even gone to Wrigleyville?
Never, man.
Wow, you got to go in the summertime. I went last year for my birthday, and there were 6 of us, and we just, and like Chicago has, like renowned clubs. We did a night at Paris, and then their after hours, like the Underground, like they're legendary for their after hours.
Yeah, Paris is a great spot.
Right, okay. We went to, this is a random side note. The night we went to Paris for my birthday, Chris Chelios was having, like, he was there with some crew. Then, like, the Boston Red Sox were there, like Josh Beckett and some other dudes were there. And then Brent Seabrook was having his bachelor party weekend. Like, it was, that night was the start of it. So, like, talk about just sucking the juice out of a room. Like, it was like dudes were just, scavengers at some point, just trying to get some kind of attention from the ladies in there. It was like a real blue collar effort that night.
I can imagine.
When man, you got to do listen, I know London, and for people that are listening to this podcast, there's a guy in Boston, or there's like somebody in Philadelphia, or like a dude in Baltimore who does not understand what London, Ontario is. And the closest place that I can think of, which like American City, which would compare to what London, Ontario is in the summertime, because when you guys get home, you guys do not leave London for like 4 months, because that concentrated time is legit. And I've been there, and it's fantastic. And I do enjoy the $5. How good are the Little Caesars pizzas for $5?
That's my brother's go-to spot, man.
Dude, I've spent more than $90 at that one Little Caesars in my time. But I think, okay, it's like the small town. Oh man, I was gonna say like wherever. I think it's Tempe, Arizona is where Arizona State University is. I think
so. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
But and I've been there and I had a pretty good time. But maybe it's Wrigleyville, that little area of Chicago. I don't know, something about it. So I get that you don't want to leave, but you really need to do a road trip. Go to obviously a Cubs game, and maybe the White Sox are in town the same weekend, and you got to check it out, dude.
I've heard, yeah. I'll think about it this summer. Maybe check it out in the summertime.
Now, did you watch the UFC thing this weekend?
I didn't know. We played on Saturday, so I couldn't watch it, but I heard from the guys what happened. Oh man, it was. Have you been to a UFC event? Never, no. But Jumbo apparently has some connections to go to a UFC. The announcer, I think his name's Mike Goldberg, is a Sharks fan. So if we ever wanted to go, I think he could set it all up for us. I think Mike Goldberg used to be a play-by-play guy in Detroit, and I think he did like the radio. Okay. But I've interviewed him once, and he's very like familiar with Canadian geography and certain things about being Canadian. Like, it's really impressive, and like he got all kinds of. Who's the guy in the background right now? Who's that talking to you? Jason Demers. Jason Demers. Who could win in a fight between you two? Between me and Jason Demers? Yeah. Me, because he's French. I don't even know what that means. Are you kidding? I don't even know. Dude, French people are tough. Are you crazy? No, No, they're not.
They're tough. You wouldn't say that. If your roommate was George Larac, you know you wouldn't say
Well,
it.
yeah, other than maybe 5 or 6 of them.
Now, okay, since you guys are on the road, so is Jason your permanent roommate on the road?
No, we all get our own rooms on the road.
You do or do not?
We do. In the new CBA, that was one of the things that we got.
So you guys are just hanging out. He doesn't actually have to be in your room.
No, he's just hanging out here. We got a bottle of wine and we're just chilling.
So wait, or are you using his hotel phone to call this radio station?
No, it's on my cell phone.
You should have done that.
I know I should have.
Who is the? Have you ever known anybody to get dinged by incidentals, like you guys pranking your teammates?
No, but I've seen a lot of rooms tornadoed. That's usually the go-to.
What does it mean to get tornadoed?
It means someone gets your key to your room and they absolutely wreck your room. Like they throw the mattress everywhere, everything, like completely destroy it.
Who was the last person to get that done to them? That you can.
Brent Burns.
Brent Burns?
Yeah.
Dude, wouldn't that guy if if given the chance, might that guy claw your face off?
Probably, yeah.
Like that, he looks like he's from the mountains of West Virginia.
Yeah, he's a killer.
But he's probably awesome.
Yeah, great dude.
So you didn't take in the UFC, but you know Sam Stout, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
You guys must. I mean, you London dudes. Sam Stout is from London, Ontario, as well, and didn't fight in this particular UFC card, UFC 158, but I think he fought in the last one, 157, or one of the Fox.
I think he lost a little while ago.
Yeah, that was tough.
Yeah.
He's a tough dude. Are you a fan of the sport?
No, I'm not really. No, I don't really watch it.
Do you watch any other sports?
Baseball and football.
And you're a Jays fan and a Buffalo Bills fan.
That is correct.
I've read your tweets, and I actually want to get to you hanging out or meeting Stevie Johnson in a little bit.
Yeah.
But actually, no, I'll get to it right now. So I was on, and before I hit you up on via text message, I just saw that you guys had tweeted a photo of you guys hanging out and all that. How did that come to be?
Like 3 years ago, Stevie sent me a tweet on Twitter just saying like, shout out to Logan Couture and the Sharks for a good playoff run. So we lost to Vancouver. And after that, we just basically messaged each other on Twitter. And he's from San Francisco. So he said he wanted me to come. He saw I was a big Bills fan, so he wanted me to come check out a Bills game. So I went this summer, not this summer, I guess it was the summer, during the lockout. And they were against St. Louis, and they lost. So I went down before the game to see Stevie and went down to the locker room, met all the guys on the team. And basically he texted me and said he was out in L.A. last 2 nights ago, or last night actually, and wanted to come check out the game. So he came down after and brought his cousin and a couple friends and just say what's up, and basically that's it. Yeah, so we've kept a friendship through Twitter.
So he's like, hey man, I want to come check out a game. You're like, sure, no problem. And on top of that, here are 2 goals for you, Stevie, for you and your cousin.
No, I didn't score the game he was there, unfortunately.
Oh, so when was the LA game?
Well, we played twice against LA. I scored the first time. The second game, I didn't score anything.
Oh, okay. One of those, like, home-at-home type of...
Right.
Right. Got you. Okay. So you meet Stevie. So this is now the second time that you've spent some time with Stevie Johnson, the Buffalo Bills running wide receiver.
Right, yeah.
And how did he describe taking in a hockey game?
Well, I got him a stick after the game, and he was like, he didn't know how to hold it. He was like, am I left? And I was like, no. I was like, let me see. And he's like, no, I'm right. I'm like, all right, let me see. He goes, no, I'm left. Like, all right, whatever you say, buddy. He didn't know which way he shot, so he's never really held a hockey stick before.
Did you give him like a tennis ball or something to at least take a shot with?
No, nothing. Just
or like a ball of tape?
No, it's just a stick, and I signed it for him. So I'm sure he went home and probably fired it around. I know he's got a couple kids, so it's either him or his kids were firing it around.
Now, when have you ever left tickets for another athlete of another sport?
Yes. Well, Stevie, and then Ricky Romero on the Jays. Andrew Luck on the Colts.
What?
Yeah, it was the other night in San Jose.
Wait a second. You left to get. How do you have a relationship with Andrew Luck?
I went up to. I know a couple guys from Stanford, just the athletic director there, and they asked me this past week if Andrew could come to a game if I could get him some tickets. So I set that up, and he came to the game. Actually, the game against LA and San Jose when I had a couple goals.
So it was so just a few days ago.
Right. Yeah.
So is that your first time meeting him?
That was. Yeah.
So what was okay? So like this is kind of a weird thing. Like obviously you're part of this very small fraternity of professional athletes. There are probably in the 4 majors. So there's probably 1,500 of you guys total in America. So there's there's that bond of what you guys do for a living or whatnot. But so and there's probably some small talk or there's some. So how do those conversations go?
Well, it was pretty good. I mean, I basically said, "What's up? What are you doing out in San Jose right now? How's your off season going?" And then it moved on to he actually watched American League games when he was in Houston. I think he's from Texas, so he'd seen hockey before, but this was his first Sharks game, and he enjoyed it. And he was just asking questions about how long our shifts were and stuff like that. And he was saying how in football. During the entire game, he's maybe on the field for 7 minutes tops. That's the longest that he's actually doing something out on the football field. So he was saying there's some games he comes off the field without even a sweat. So
wow,
it's a little different sport.
Yeah, because you guys are drenched after games.
Right. Yeah.
Wow. So the total amount of actual playing time, if someone had a stopwatch for a quarterback or for Andrew Luck, as he admitted, is about 7 minutes.
Yeah, at most. He said sometimes it's 5 to 7, even less than 5 minutes.
Wow, that's unbelievable. I don't think I've ever heard that before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So when you guys are you guys just having this convo in the bowels of the stadium after?
No, we brought him down to the dressing room to meet all the guys. Everyone wanted to meet him, whether it was our trainers or equipment guys. Everyone wanted to meet him.
So did he roll with a crew or just come with one of his buddies?
Yeah, he came with guys from Stanford.
With other guys from Stanford?
Yeah.
Now, have you been to a Stanford game?
I have, yeah. I went to Stanford versus USC this past year.
And who won?
Stanford did.
And how were the girls?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's Stanford. I mean...
Yeah, but they're probably hot at Harvard or Princeton, no?
I mean, way better at USC. The visitor girls are way better.
Oh, dude, yeah, USC is. Can you imagine? Can you imagine what life must have been like for Mark Sanchez or Reggie Bush or Matt Leinart in that?
I don't even want to think about it, man.
I'm on the phone with Logan Couture, San Jose Sharks. Dude, I've been to San Jose. I mean, I came. Was it 2009, I think, or 2010? I was covering the NHL playoffs, and San Jose, that's tough. I saw most of the women I saw were my size, and at sometimes I do enjoy that look. Sometimes I do enjoy dancing and cajoling with those ladies. Other times, not so much. How is it? How is it for you?
It's actually not too bad. I mean, there's University, San Jose State University, and there's Santa Clara University, which is close by. So it's actually not too bad.
Do you find that the people that you meet are just a bunch of tech nerds and like .com nerds?
Some are, but most of the girls aren't. I don't know. I think the girls are okay. But it's not as good as a bigger city.
Dude, are you gonna get the Google glasses?
No.
Would you? I was just looking at them today. You know they're $1,500.
Really?
And you can record video and take photos without anybody knowing. So you're just wearing these glasses, and you could be recording conversations around you. Nobody would know.
Jesus, that's not good.
So if there's a dude on your team and he rolls up with the invariably there will be a guy on your team that will get the Google glasses. They'll somehow get a hold of them, and then Just be aware that at any time your conversation could be recorded.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone on our team would do that. There's not too many tech-savvy guys in our team.
Are you the only one?
No.
Just by virtue of your age, I would imagine you are probably the most tech-savvy. Aren't you only like, what are you, 23?
23, yeah. Youngest guy, but we got a couple other young guys. But none of them are really big into Twitter or anything.
That's so weird because when we went to Twitter, you guys were like 20 minutes away from Twitter.
Crazy.
Yeah, and you guys are like 20 minutes away from the cradle of all kinds of tech, tech companies at least, all the big ones, and like nobody's. It's weird that how come Joe Thornton hasn't embraced Twitter yet?
Jumbo's not the type of guy to get it. Maybe if he was a little younger and things were different.
I feel like a lot of his tweets would just be LOLs or ha-ha-has.
It'd be a lot of that.
I would like to think that if people ever met Joe Thornton, his laugh would probably be on the Mount Rushmore of laughs.
Yeah, he's got a great laugh. It's loud. Everyone can hear him in the room. That's for sure.
Did you see? Okay, this is totally topic. Did you see the hat that Justin Bieber wore the other day? Speaking of Twitter,
I didn't know.
So
I haven't been big on the Biebs lately.
You just fallen off the bandwagon?
Well, since he broke up with Selena Gomez, I was a big Selena Gomez fan.
Are you gonna go see Spring Breakers?
I would love to. Yeah, it comes out on the 26th. Is that right?
I think so. I just saw a preview today because I went to see.
You just saw the preview?
Well, I saw another one today. No. I saw the preview before, but I saw another one today, which was a different one because I saw the movie 21 and Over. Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen a movie in theaters since Zero Dark 30.
Well, Zero Dark 30 came out a couple months ago?
Yep.
Dude, well, so do you use up your movie nights when you're in cities like Minneapolis or Tampa Bay or Detroit or Buffalo?
I have other priorities, my friend.
In Buffalo? What, staying in your room?
You can say that.
Dude, it's Buffalo, okay? It's not like they're dime pieces walking around. They've all moved to New York City or gotten out of Dodge. They're in Rochester or something.
We're in the West. We don't go to Buffalo.
Ever?
Well, not this year.
So you guys, okay, well, you go to Detroit.
Yeah, we haven't been there yet.
What about Edmonton, Dedmonton?
Yeah, Edmonton's okay. It's Canada.
Yeah, Canada. There's a lot to be said about being at home.
Exactly.
Okay, so 21 and Over I saw, and it was okay. There's some funny moments, and it's not. You saw Project X though, right?
Yes, I did.
Project X is a superior film. Superbad is the best of that genre.
Right.
Of high school. I can't really count Old School because they're in university, but but Spring Breakers. So you're going to see that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And
the day it comes out. We have that day off, so I'm going to see it probably in the afternoon or maybe at night actually.
How do you know that already?
Come on, man. I told you I love Selena Gomez.
Do you follow her on Twitter?
I do.
Dude, isn't she like 14?
No, she's I think 20.
Oh, okay. That's in your wheelhouse.
Yep.
Have you ever met her?
No, I haven't, but I'm trying to.
Stamkos once said that he wanted to meet Taylor Swift, and I said, dude, and Taylor Hall also said that. I'm like, dude, you got, man?
I don't like that, no. I got two girls. I got Maggie Grace from Californication and Taken, and then Selena Gomez.
Okay, yeah, she is hot. She is hot.
Those are my two girls.
I'm like Sofia Vergara. I mean, I'm older than you, so Sofia Vergara.
Yeah. You're a lot older than me.
Yeah, this is true. This is true.
And we went over this summer.
We did?
Yeah.
When we were at the baseball thing?
Yes, sir.
Do I look a lot older than you?
No, I told you. I thought you were 28, and you said no. You're what, like mid-late 30s?
Mid-30s, yeah.
Mid-late.
I came with the mid-30s. You're like, no, mid to late. You're like, just punching me in the groin.
Exactly.
Okay, there's I was just who's the other one? Okay, if you got, I gotta come with two. I don't want to just go Megan Fox, but there's someone else who was just she's not an actor, but my like this recent young lady that's popped up on my radar. Do you know who Damaris Lewis is?
I don't know.
Look her up on Twitter.
I will.
I think she's a former athlete, pretty legit.
Okay.
So the Biebs was rocking this yellow baseball cap, just loaded with studs, like those little pyramid kind of like silver studs, and the Biebs obviously has the earth filled with followers, and then has another world filled with haters.
Right.
And he's out there trying different things. What's the furthest out there outfit that you've ever worn?
Oh, I'm really bad with my fashion sense. I don't really wear anything. I just wear usually jeans and a t-shirt, man. Like nothing crazy at all.
So wait, so you don't try to push the limits of fashion? You stay in your little bubble, conservative bubble?
Exactly.
So what do you just wear, like black suits and white shirts and black ties?
Well, basically, or blue.
So dude, you're 23 years old. This is the time where you can take chances and stuff, and then look back on these photos at 10 years later and be like, what was I thinking with this mullet and these gold rim glasses and these.
I can't do that. That's Jason Damaris' style.
Which is what exactly?
I don't even. No one knows. Crazy.
So as far as fashion, you don't really like to step out of your box. You keep it.
No. Yeah, I keep it really conservative.
Has there been someone that you've played with whose style was particularly flamboyant or flashy, or showed up at the rink one day in something that everybody kind of scratched their heads?
Not that I can think of, no. Maybe Jeremy Roenick, but I never played with him. Maybe just heard stories about him.
You just heard anecdotally that he was a dude.
Yeah, basically. No one else has been crazy, though.
So if Roenick embodies being a dude, like an alpha, like a dude that just tells killer stories, who really defines the term beauty, to keep it in a hockey context.
Yeah.
Who is the closest to a dude on a Roenick status that you, either by reputation or that you can confirm being in the room with him or being at a dinner with him?
Man, that's a tough question.
Every team has a dude, like a dude that's just like, and he's
tells stories, a storyteller.
Like great stories, but just and also great stories and just.
Well, our biggest storyteller would probably be Adam Burrish.
Oh yeah, he's a dude.
He's got a lot of stories. He knows a lot of people. He's been on tour with a lot of musicians and stuff like that. He goes on tour with Toby Keith and Jason Aldean, guys like that. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a dude. I met Burrish when Chicago was on their Stanley Cup run in 2010, and Patrick Kane was his running mate. Those guys
exactly.
They were road dogs. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, you know what that means. He's seen a lot.
What does that mean for our listeners, Logan?
He's seen a lot. Leave it at that.
So Burrish, and Burrish had one great line in this bit. I was just showing him pictures on my phone for candidates for something. You know how my interviews are. They're just out there and they're just silly.
Right.
And then so I was showing him some pictures, and he's like, "Well, just for fun, let's just see some other pictures." It was just great. So Adam Burrish, okay, that's out. Okay, so what I wanted to say about the Bieber hat was, being that you are 23. And I don't know if you're at all affected by, pop culture. And there is a legit hipster movement in the NBA led by one James Harden and his beard, and another by Russell Westbrook. And I know they're always on ESPN. Do you have any aspirations to, go outside of the box, Logan, and just explore a flashier side to your personality, to your style game?
Probably not. No, I never will. I'll just keep it simple. And if I ever do, Change. I don't think it'll be anything too much crazier than what I do right now.
Do you even wear sunglasses?
I don't. No.
You don't wear sunglasses?
No, I don't.
You live in California. What's wrong with you, man?
I know. I just put the shade thing down when I drive.
Just will you just get some aviators? Every man just needs a pair of classic Ray-Ban aviators.
Yeah, maybe, but no, sunglasses aren't me either.
Are you trying to wait? I'm kind of getting from you that you might be frugal. Like you might be one of those dudes that has alligator arms when the bill comes.
No. That's not me. Not me at all, Cabbie.
Hey, Logan, listen, we've never been out. I've seen, we've hung out at charity events, but we've never gone out.
I'll be the first guy to throw my credit card down. Don't worry.
I'm not too worried. Logan Couture here on the phone with me, and I'll get you out of here on this. I appreciate the time, and I don't know what, are you guys going to play cards or video games?
No, I'll probably just lay on the computer and go to bed.
Are you one of those, okay, two things. A, are you a online poker guy like Roberto Luongo?
No, you can't play in the state of California.
You can't play what?
Cards, online poker.
What do you mean?
It's illegal.
Are you serious?
Yeah, bud.
So you can't, wow, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Okay, so number two, are you just going to be on Instagram just creeping?
No, I don't do Instagram. We already went over this.
Okay, I know you don't do Instagram, but that doesn't mean you can't browse on Instagram.
No, I don't even browse on there. I'm a Facebook and Twitter guy.
Dude, you live in, I don't understand. You're so close to Silicon Valley. How have you not embraced Instagram?
I don't know. I just don't take enough pictures. I do like Snapchat on my phone, and that's basically it.
Snapchat. Can we talk about Snapchat, please?
No, sure.
Snapchat, one of the greatest apps ever created.
I agree.
But I don't know if you know this. Like if you try to do a screen capture, it tells the other person. Do you know this?
Know. Yes, I do.
How did you discover that?
I was told right when I got it.
Okay.
I was warned before I got it, so I was smart enough not to do it.
Well, listen, some people have to learn by trial and error. Okay, that's how people learn. They learn the hard way, and maybe you're talking to someone who experienced possibly experienced it the hard way. Snapchat, unbelievable. So okay, so it's because of the schedule of your season. You know, like basically September you're in training camp to April, or in most cases you guys go to May and June and whatnot. Which holiday do you miss celebrating more? Halloween, which isn't exactly a holiday, but however it's celebrated, or St. Patrick's Day? Just consider the sheer the energy, the excitement, the consumption, and the fun of those two, we'll say, nights or weekends.
Yeesh, that's tough, man. Probably, I don't really like dressing up, so probably St. Patrick's Day.
What? But you do enjoy. Do you enjoy?
I enjoyed looking, obviously. But man, see, exactly. So I like going out. I don't know. It's tough.
St. Patrick's Day, though.
Yeah, that's probably what I'd go. So I do miss. I mean, I can go out on Halloween and not, do it and just not drink and hang out and look at girls. But St. Patty's Day is just the spirit of drinking, Yeah,
but it's more the spirit of legit alcoholism.
Mm-hmm.
And it's I don't know how crazy. I'm sure in London, Ontario, it gets pretty nuts. It's pretty big here in Toronto. Boston, I'm sure it's off the charts.
Yeah.
What is it like out there?
Yeah, I don't think it's that big in San Jose. I really don't. It's we have the Mexican holiday that's really, really big.
Which one's that? Is that Cinco de Mayo?
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably legit.
Yeah, that's really, really big.
Logan, you're a scholar and a gentleman. I'm gonna leave you with this. Actually, give me one more thing. since you play in San Jose, and I'm not sure if how many celebrities or entertainers come through there, but perhaps by now playing with Adam Burrish, you'll have a chance to rub shoulders with some really famous people. But by virtue of being a professional athlete, who's the most famous person that you've ever met?
Most famous person? I don't even know. Drake.
Oh, when did you meet Drake?
2 years ago in San Jose after his concert.
Oh, okay, that's cool. How was it?
Yeah. Awesome. Great guy. I got him a jersey. He loved it.
You're a huge fan of Drake's and a huge fan of The Weeknd's, if I can remember correctly.
Huge. Drake's hands were so soft.
Drake's what?
Hands were so soft.
His hands were so soft?
His hands were so soft.
So he could do well on the power play.
Yes, he could.
So, okay, The Weeknd's got a new mixtape. His album is called, I just saw this today, like Spring, Fall.
Kiss.
What is it called?
Kiss something. Kiss Life? Or
yeah, yes, Kiss something. Yeah. That's coming out later this year. I can't get into The Weeknd. I like the first House of Balloons. The first record is the one I like the most. The other one's...
Mixtape?
The first mixtape, yeah.
Yeah.
I just can't get into it, man. It's like the dude is just wailing all the time, and like, I don't know. When I listen to R&B, I need it to be over. Like, I need a dude to just like bring it, like the heat. Like I need, if it's late night listening, then it's gotta. And he's just out there too much. But you dig it.
I can tell you, I've never met a girl who has never said no to The Weeknd. Never. That's
why you're underrated.
Yeah.
You are underrated, Logan Couture. His Twitter feed is also underrated, at Logan Couture. No relation to Randy Couture, but was there a time that in your life that you lied and said there was a relation to Randy Couture?
Never. I've always denied it because I don't really like the MMA stuff.
That's disappointing.
I know.
You should have embellished when you were like 10.
It's Kissland, by the way.
Kissland. There we go.
Looked it up.
Kissland. Well, enjoy the weekend with your date, Jason Demers, tonight.
We'll see it's him.
It was great talking to you, man, and I hope to see you in April, May, or June. We'll leave it there.
For sure.
All right, thanks, man. Appreciate it, homie.
Later, dude. Yeah, no problem.
Thank you for listening to Cabbie Presents, the podcast.